Health starts with what's on your plate because a healthy meal is more than food, it's a foundation. Nutritious meals help kids thrive in school, parents at work, and seniors in their communities. Help us put food at the center of better health for everyone. Give now at feedingamerica.org/health.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hello, and welcome back to Lovely. This is your host, Mehek. Happy Friday. Let's kick this episode off with a life update. So it is still Ramadan, and for those of you that are fasting, we're almost halfway there. I'm not fasting, as I think I mentioned before, but I am trying to be a better Muslim, and, it's going well. It's going well, I will say. In terms of a dating update, so I think for the past few episodes, I haven't really shared if I'm dating, who I'm dating, and in terms of the apps, I have a love-hate relationship with the apps. You guys know that. So recently, she is off the apps, but that's also maybe because she's talking to someone. So I met someone on Hinge, and we have gone out on a few dates, very, very early days, but I'm still in that phase of is this going to be more long-term potential, or I don't know. And the reason for that is I think the last few people that I have matched with and gone on dates with have very opposing lifestyles to me. And I don't know if that's a sign from God, girl, you need to try something else. But I've been always really drawn to people that give me the high highs, but the lows are so low. So it's very intense. It's also doing similar things like partying, going out, drinking. Now, this guy that I'm talking to, very mature, very stable, doesn't drink, doesn't go out, doesn't party, but just like to have a good time. So I don't know, I'm in that phase right now where I'm figuring out, is it incompatibility or is it just something that feels unfamiliar because there's nothing to stress about, which I know makes me sound so toxic. But we'll see. So I'm figuring that out right now. It's also really hard to date during Ramadan because he's fasting. I'm not fasting. We have different schedules. We have different energy levels. And I think this is only 10% of what my year would look like. So I kind of suggested we put a pause on it till after Ramadan. But then I ended up seeing him on the weekend and it was really nice. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. But speaking of, romanticizing your life and just doing whatever you want to do and not listening to what people have to say in your friend group, your parents, or the internet, and also just, being a lover girl, I think that's what today's episode is. It's for the lover girls. It's for the ones who fall fast. It's maybe for the ones that might get called naive, but it's also for the ones who feel everything out loud. I have a very special guest in the studio with me today. Her name is Allie Zheng, and the first time I came across Allie's TikTok, her intro just stayed with me.
Hey, it's Allie. This is what my evening looked like today. I set up shop in my living room. I put my mic up on the mic stand, brought out my good speaker, and jammed out on my couch with some karaoke.
And I love that so much. And I think you'll find her very charming and just very endearing. So I'm really excited to unpack her dating life because it's been interesting, to say the least. Maybe a little chaotic, maybe a little, fast-paced, but also very real. And the internet had a lot of opinions. But we're not here to judge her. We're here to understand her and listen to Allie's story from Allie. Allie, hi. Welcome to Lovely. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I think I have to start off by saying, "Hey, it's Allie."
Yes!
I had to. I had to.
I co-sign that. I love that. I love that. How are you? How was your week? I know you just came back from a 2-week trip. Were you on like a private jet or something?
Yeah, you caught me at the craziest time of my life. I just got home from a 2-week trip. I was on a private jet multiple times. My company was like, "Are you okay? You're in 4 countries in 4 days. Like, are you scamming the IP address? What's happening?" And I'm like, "No, your girl's just jet setting."
Oh my God. Wait, so what kind of work do you do that puts you on a private jet?
Oh, well, I work remotely. So I'm working off the island, I'm working from the beach, and I do sales enablement. So I basically teach salespeople how to sell. Bless my girlies are putting me on a private jet and boats and yachts and the beach. So very blessed in that way.
Very cool. Now, did you meet anyone on this trip?
I did not. I tried. I had my apps open, but like the number of available men on the app on an island in the Bahamas or on the island of Turks and Caicos, like so scarce. So your girl made an effort, but no, there was no one.
And what is Allie looking for on the apps? Like, what kind of man are you looking for?
I always say I'm looking for my husband, always. Like, I am a lover girl, the theme of this episode, and I'm always there with the intention like I'm finding my person and this is going to be it and nothing more, nothing less. Like I'm just looking for my forever. Still after so many heartbreaks, I continue to look for my forever and I'm not going to give up on love and my love story. So yeah, that's where I'm at and where I've always been, I guess.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to get into your lover girl era and stories and also some of the heartbreaks that came with it. But I want to know who you were before, this exciting job and before you being a content girly. Like, let's go back in memory lane. And I want to understand, like, what is your connection to immigrant identity? And what did, like, love look like growing up in your household?
So I was born in Northeast China, and my parents immigrated to Canada when I was 5. And from the beginning of time, I think I viewed love in very traditional gender role sense, and that what you're meant to do in life is go to school, get a career, and fall in love. Like you check off these milestones, and that's what I had always thought. And it's interesting, like navigating life, being an immigrant, and like looking for my type because maybe my other fellow immigrant girlies can relate. But like, do you date someone within your culture or do you look elsewhere? And there's pros and cons to both. I think like coming to Canada at the age of 5, growing up with immigrant parents, it's all about finding my own identity and where I stand in this chaotic, crazy Western world.
And, as an immigrant myself, I can definitely relate to that because most of my life I've grown up seeing not the greatest example of men in my culture. So I almost like have completely like written them off. So my track record shows a lot of the people that I've had long-term relationships with, they've been outside of my like race and culture. Would your track record show the same or
I would say so as well.
yeah.
I think because of the examples of love that I've seen within my culture and just how different I feel from it, my track record would show that, like, I'm a typical Canadian girly with access to diversity. And so my track record is diverse. And I'm grateful for it.
I think it's really refreshing to hear you kind of figuring out yourself and not, you know, conforming to the pressures of like society and family. Are your parents still together?
My parents are still together.
Okay.
And I think that's a different pressure that, like, I see in love is like, at what point should you still be together? I've seen so many of just my friends' parents and people that are still together, couples in the immigrant community. And it makes me honestly question, like, should you be together? Divorce is so taboo. And although my parents are together and I'm surrounded by people with parents who are, I just want to like call out hot take. Not many of them should be.
100%. But I think divorce is now normalized and should be normalized for a specific reason. It allowed the opportunity for someone that was being suppressed by the oppressor to leave toxic situations. And I always feel that when people are against divorce, they're always trying to control the person that is being oppressed, which in most cases are women, right? So I think divorce is chic. I think divorce is hot when you want it to be, and it's no longer serving you the purpose of being in that relationship. And you are right. There's a lot of people that you go to parties with, and especially elders, and they look at you and they're like, oh, you should find someone. Why aren't you in a relationship? And I bite my tongue, but I actually want to say, oh, right, because you're the example. When I like hear people really vouch for being in a relationship, I think you also need to have your own discernment that there are not a lot of healthy examples out there, and people shouldn't be preaching what they can't back up.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
On December 12th, Disney Plus invites you to go behind the scenes with Taylor Swift in an exclusive 6-episode docuseries.
I wanted to give something to the fans that they didn't expect. The only thing left is to close the book.
The end of an era. And don't miss Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, the final show, featuring for the first time the Tortured Poets Department. Streaming December 12th, only on Disney Plus.
I want to talk about you more. Let's get a little bit of a rundown of your dating history. Now, I know a lot's happened. I feel like the first time I saw you pop up on my For You page was like at a speed dating event.
This is the first Valentine's Day that I'm spending alone since my separation, and I knew it would be a particularly difficult day, but I did a thing that's going to make my day significantly better.
Is that like a really long time ago?
That feels like forever ago.
Okay.
I'm dying because I kind of erased that portion of my life out. It just feels so cringe, but I'm dying. That's how you found me. There's so much more to this.
What happened?
Oh my gosh. I just made up this story that like the speed dating event offered on Valentine's Day. This was 2024. I put so much pressure on the day. It was like the first Valentine's Day that I was going to be going through since a difficult breakup. I put so much pressure on it. I was like, can you imagine if I find my forever person at the speed dating event? I go, and it is the most bizarre event I've ever been to. I walk in, the host stops everyone in the room, and I'm just standing there still with my coat on, and I'm asked to introduce myself. And then typical speed dating, like we're talking to someone for a few minutes at a time. And what ended up happening was I met a man that the internet knows as Vancouver Man. I met this guy from Vancouver, and we actually really hit it off and continued to pursue a long-distance relationship with each other. It didn't work out, and I made this super embarrassing series that blew up and I later deleted because it was so cringe.
You met Vancouver man at the speed dating event, and was it instant fireworks when you met him there?
I thought so. Instant fireworks. They all went out for dinner afterwards, but then he got my Instagram and then we continued to talk and literally went on a date the day after. Something funny though, I also want to just clear up is like there was a rose ceremony, bachelor style, bachelorette
At the
style,
speed dating
at the
event?
speed dating event. Everyone was given a rose and you were meant to line up, all the gals lined up in a line, all the guys lined up in a line facing each other, and you gave your rose to the person you liked the most.
Okay.
And all the women gave their rose to Vancouver man.
Who did he give his rose to?
Not me.
Oh, he gave it to someone else. So
Yeah.
was he talking to that person?
No, the internet made me explain. And I asked him, I followed up. I was like, what was that about? He was like, oh, I just felt bad that she didn't get any roses. So I gave my rose to her. But like, I was actually really into you. And I don't know why all the girls were so into him too.
Okay, first red flag. You're not doing what you actually want to do. So it's like, anyways, okay, continue.
Oh, for sure. And there were tons of red flags all throughout the relationship. But yeah, I just had to make him explain himself. And I thought I'd throw in like the rose ceremony because like, can you imagine?
So, okay, so you meet him at a speed dating event. You go on a date the day after. He's in Toronto, right? This event is happening in Toronto. He left like a day after?
He left a day after. So we go on this date. I walk him to Union Station and he heads back to Vancouver. That's the timeline. But then he later commits to seeing me once a month. So he's a man of his word. And then we do talk, and it's not like we got in a relationship right away, but it maybe took about like a month and a bit. He came back to Toronto again, and then we made it official. And we just went back and forth, Toronto, Vancouver, and made it work.
Was he exactly who he said he was, or did you find some things out?
Oh, girl, he is not who he said he was. The biggest thing was his age, okay? Everyone, his age. So when I met him, I was, I think 26 or 27. Doesn't matter how old I was. He said he was 38. He was really 40. The man lied by a difference of 2 years because he felt really self-conscious about the 4. And we celebrated birthdays together. And he fully let me celebrate his birthday, turning the wrong age. We celebrated 39 together. And I was like, okay, next year you're big 40.
Yeah.
And he always seemed really irritated every time I brought it up. Well, now I know why, because his
Did you
guilty
find this out
conscience.
while you were still with him, or like
After we broke up? Everything
how'd
I
you
found-
find out?
Well, I broke up with him, and then I don't know what it was, but he came out with just so many things I didn't know about him, like some money trouble he was in, how he was running his business, and that he lied about his age. And he didn't really have to tell me. I think he just had a guilty conscience and wanted to come clean because by this point, we were broken up. He didn't have to tell me and we could have gone our separate ways, but he just cared. He decided to enlighten me with these additional details and I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, like I feel like if a relationship is built on lies and sneaking around and not knowing the whole truth, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So, okay, so we're done with Vancouver man.
So done with Vancouver.
Who came
man.
after? What happened? Were you in your like did you take some time to be single, or did you like meet someone else?
I took a bit of time. I think between Vancouver man and my next relationship, it was at least 6 months. But throughout that time, I continued to post on TikTok about me going on dates, sharing story times on live. And I didn't really meet someone serious until the summer. And this was my most recent
Of 2025?
Summer 2025, my big summer fling.
Which turned into a relationship.
Which turned into a full-on relationship. So again, the pattern is Allie goes back on the apps. Allie meets someone and like practically immediately falls in love. And this is kind of a track record. And we can talk about this a little bit more. We're like trying to break this series of bad habits. It's obviously not healthy, and I know that. But anyways, with this guy, immediately fall in love. I'm so into him. But here's the important detail about this guy is that he's Chinese. He's the first guy that I've been so into and felt so deeply connected with. And I'm like, we are of the same culture. And so I feel like extra connected and can relate to him in so many different ways. And so for the first time, I was so excited to be dating someone that my parents would be excited about. And so, yeah, we just really hit it off. We met off Hinge. And we had a really good go for 4 months.
4 months. Okay, so what was your first date?
Our first date was grabbing ice cream and taking a walk by the water. And it's so like not my usual style.
I was going to ask you, are you picky with dates? Like, are you a coffee girl, walk girl, ice cream girl, or do you prefer to have a proper dinner or go to like a bar? Like, what's your vibe?
I'm a huge fan of grabbing drinks at the bar. Second would be, yes, I could commit to a dinner because I'm sure I could feel out the vibes beforehand if I could sit through a dinner. And it's really not my preference to do coffee or a walk or ice cream.
And why?
It just feels, to each their own, but personally, it feels low effort.
Louder for everyone in the front and the back. People get so annoyed when I say, I don't feel sexy on a coffee date. Am I networking?
Right?
Do you guys not have a job? Do you guys not go out for like coffee chats all the time?
Yeah.
Why am I going on a coffee chat with a man that I'm potentially going to like have a thing with? You know what I mean?
100%.
It is low effort. It is low effort. Okay, back to you. So you did an ice cream date, you did a walk, and then what was the thing that like really reeled you in? Because he is Chinese, not your usual type. But you are a lover girl. So like what happened that you were like, okay, I want to date you seriously?
I think it was not anything special about him, but rather his interest in me that reeled me in. I think a lot of gals, especially me, and I'll be the first to admit that, like, I forget that me is just enough and that the bare minimum is that they're into me and then the extras and all the toppings in addition. But I just got so excited that he was so into me and thought I was so special that I was like, he's the one. No one will ever think I'm this special or treat me this well. And then I just fell into this trap of simply him meeting the one criteria of liking me. That's it. That's all that
Which is
I
the
needed.
bare minimum,
The
by
bare
the way.
minimum. Yes.
Yeah. And I always ask myself the question, like, are they fun or am I fun and they're just around? So you almost fell in love with yourself through his eyes. Like he was giving so much interest and like mirroring you probably that you were like, okay, this is fun. So like who broke up with who? Why did the breakup happen?
This breakup, the internet saw it, TikTok saw it. It was probably the most difficult breakup I've ever been through, but it is to date the biggest blessing in my life. So he broke up with me. And he actually broke up with me because, tying it back to, our journey of immigrants, but his parents didn't really believe in like mental health and that everyone kind of has their own journey and it struggles. They want someone perfectly 100% healthy. And I'm very vocal and a huge advocate of mental health. And I'll be the first to say I struggle. And they weren't okay with that. So they gave him an ultimatum. They said her or us. And he made his choice, and that was not me, and chose his relationship with his parents. And that was the ending. And that was something that was very difficult to live with. But like, wow, do I feel relieved, because the me that I get to live with and be now, I'm like, thank God he set me free. And now I can find my person, because that's not my person.
I'm so sorry to hear that. It's tragic because you're like, I don't even get the proper closure because I know your feelings for me didn't stop being what they were, but it was like you were almost pressurized to make a decision. But going back to the breakup, was that conversation in person?
Yep, that conversation was in person. And also, like, additional context to just paint the picture. This was also like not even weeks after I had shared with the internet that we were moving in together. Like, hello, everyone. Here are my keys. We're taking the next plunge in our relationship and we're moving in together. So it hit me like a ton of bricks because I was thinking we're building such great momentum of taking the next step. We're moving in and I'm in his condo and he's saying, we have to go our separate ways. So it feels extra tough as I'm packing things up. Just like the doing of the packing and physically walking out and walking away and uprooting my dog. Why am I doing this to him? Why am I uprooting Binky's life too? That piece was hard.
So how did you process the breakup?
So I went through a few stages. Stage 1 was, oh my gosh, I need to get him back. I will never find love in this lifetime ever again. This is immensely difficult. I can't do this. That was stage 1. And after I got through and was so real with myself that like, I have to choose me. And I'm every day that I'm grieving like this and hung up over him, I am not choosing myself. So then it began this journey of healing. So something that I made a video about, and for all the girlies that are going through a breakup, I just stuck to a routine and I designed this routine of all the things that surrounds me with self-care and the minimums that I need every day, like eating well. I need to walk my dog. I need to do my skincare routine to be put together. So I stuck to a routine to a T. I knew exactly what I was doing at 9 a.m., noon, 7 p.m. when I was sleeping. And once I could get through a couple weeks just going through the motions and getting through the day, then I was starting to get a little bit of my spark back and doing things I love and putting content out there. And time heals in ways that you can't even imagine. And so with time, with my routine, and just like me pushing myself to have this better outlook on love and on life, I've come a long way.
You definitely have. And I can only speak to the person that is sitting in front of me. I know a lot of people like to form parasocial relationships with creators, and I want to get into that into a second. But I think just like sitting across from you today, I think you seem full of joy and you seem very charismatic. And I think you did get your spark back.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
What was the reaction that you got from your followers or non-followers when you were putting this content out?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing people notice about my videos is calling it out, and everyone's gonna laugh, is the like to share ratio. So it's twofold. It's one, the reaction that I'm seeing within the comments, and the second part is what am I not seeing given how many people share and don't like and the conversations that happen behind the scenes that I don't know
and
about.
what are they saying?
From what I can see, people were like, you're crazy. This is crazy. This is too fast. What are you doing? You need therapy. And just lots of concern from the internet, conversations behind the scenes that I don't see. And by the way, there's like Reddit threads out there about me. So sometimes I can see like the chatter via Reddit. Not that I want to go on the threads too much. It's not good for my mental health.
Wait, there's a Reddit thread.
Multiple.
What are they? Sorry, have you looked at it?
I've looked at it. I don't want to anymore, but I've seen them.
What were they saying?
Just people being very hateful of my
Yeah.
dating history, people saying that I was immature to ask Vancouver man for a dog, Binky, for my birthday, which, by the way, was a gift from him. So thank you,
Wait,
Vancouver man.
Binky was given to you by Vancouver man?
Yes. By the way, yes.
What?
Yeah. That was a gift. Yeah.
Wait, sorry. Oh, wow. What? Okay, hold on.
I know. I don't think we can let this one go.
You just need to I'm just processing in real time. Vancouver man was speed dating man.
That's right.
And you were together for how long?
Less than a year.
Why do you think he got you the dog? Obviously, he was in love with you.
He was in love with me, very much so. And he was just, what I will say about him is that he has a heart of gold. He's very kind and very generous.
Okay.
And so when I met Binky in the city of Chicago and I FaceTimed Vancouver man and said, this is my dream dog and I want him, he bought him for me.
Wow. Okay. People come into your life for a reason, and
Yes.
Vancouver man brought you to Binky.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Going back to Reddit. So people are saying rude, nasty comments. Did you look at those comments and maybe for a second think there might be some truth to it, but their delivery isn't the best and the way that they're posting it publicly is nasty? Like, did you learn anything to implement in your dating life moving forward based on what they've said?
Yeah, definitely. From Reddit, from the comments on TikTok, the delivery off, but the root of what they're saying and to say jumping into some of these relationships is not healthy. Why do I feel the need to jump in so quickly?
And why do you?
So therapy, I don't think I would have had an answer for you maybe even 3 months ago. And now I can form a real answer that I think I can articulate this quite well now. So I jump in so quickly because I feel so intensely and fiercely. And what happens with me is that I let my feelings rule all and the logic doesn't come till later. I think the other piece is that I think I'm chasing some kind of shortcut in life in the form of just finding my other half, and maybe I don't have to work as hard and maybe I can work less. Someone who's got me emotionally, financially, and just someone that's there. And so I think I'm in a rush to get to this shortcut and find a guy and call it a day. And that's my be all end all. And from just feeling so deeply, so fiercely to trying to get through this shortcut, which, by the way, newsflash, there is no shortcut in life.
There isn't. I was going to say that.
And especially men, that is not the answer. But that was my answer. And that's why I was so quick to jump into love. And that just can't be the way anymore.
Yeah. And do you think that, of course, you're in therapy right now, you're kind of sorting it out, but do you think you found yourself being addicted to intensity?
I think so, because it was so black and white for me.
Yeah.
You love me on the first date or we're not compatible.
Yeah.
And I think I need to do a lot of work, and I'm continuing to do this work around reframing and better understanding what love means and what the right level of intensity feels like and what healthy love looks like.
Totally.
No one said, stop dating Allie, don't fall in love. No one said that. But I think taking my learnings and these experiences with what I know now.
I also think the one thing that you do need to be mindful of is when there is a shortcut in dating and love, that's when you need to kind of get your alertness on. Because I think people that rush into something to really feel you those high levels of intensity are either running away from something, or they're hiding something, or they're just trying to be a version of themselves that is not real. And before you can find that out, they want to really reel you in. So you almost are more forgiving when the truth does come out.
Yeah, no one's saying stop dating and don't fall in love. No one's saying that. But I think this time around, I want to do it right. I want to do it cautiously and just, yeah, like proceed with caution. It doesn't have to be so instant and fierce. Like, there is something to be said about time and falling in love over time and seeing love and feeling love through actions over time.
I completely agree with that. And I think you're having a very healthy mindset approaching not only just the breakup, but also the loud reaction from people. And I know we talked about everything that, they have said and you agree with in, certain capacity with the delivery being wrong. Is there something they've said that you disagree with?
I think the number one comment or sentiment of the internet is that I date too much. And I really want to address this dating too much.
What's dating too much, according to them and you?
I think dating too much is like, I was probably going on 2 or 3 dates a week. So I think they thought I was going out a little too often.
Question.
Yes.
2 to 3 dates every week, or let's say we're in March right now. You have 3 dates planned this week. Then do you also have 3 dates planned with different people next week?
No, it's like continuously roughly the same people and not 2 to 3 dates every week. 2 to 3 dates one week and then 1 date another week, kind of staggered, but like on average, 2 to 3.
So they were saying that you're dating too much, and are you agreeing that you're not dating too much?
Yes.
I don't think you're dating too much either.
I would say I'm not dating too much.
Dating is a numbers game.
Exactly.
You need to go. How are you going to find your person if you don't have a lot of people to compare it to?
That's what I'm
But
saying.
once you go on enough dates and then you go on 3-4 dates with someone, then you should know when to stop dating the other people.
Yeah.
That's the toxic loop. You can go on as many dates as you want. Be transparent with people. But then when you know you have the thing, pull back and just date them. I actually agree with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, my message is exactly what you said. You need to give yourself enough at-bats to have points of comparison to benchmark. And this is the way to know what you like, figure it out, and find the right person. And while you are in this mindset and channeling this energy of wanting to date, like, I think you should really take advantage of that. Because what if, like, I get really busy with work or fall into a place in my life where, like, I just don't want to or can't? What a missed opportunity this would be right now.
Do the people you go on dates with know who you are online, or the presence that you have online?
No, rarely ever. A lot of, well, I should also say, like, my type is older. So older guys don't really go
How
on
much
TikTok.
older?
Well,
Not 40.
Well, I mean, Vancouver man was 40.
Yes, but okay, question. If he said he was 40, would you be okay with that, or is the fact that he lied about it that pissed you off?
It's the fact that he lied about it.
So if he just like straight up said, "Hey, I'm 40," you wouldn't be like, "Oh, you're 40. I don't want to go out with you."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then 40's fair game.
For reference, I'm 29, so 40 is fine. Like, I could do a 10, 15 year age difference. I could do it. I would almost even prefer it. But yes.
Why? What is it about older guys that makes you like them more?
I just feel like, again, as I go on, this might not be my preference, but traditionally, because I was chasing this shortcut, I found that older guys were just a little bit more emotionally mature. They're further along in their career. And the other piece is, like, I am so driven and ambitious and emotionally intelligent myself. It usually ends up that, like, it's the older guys that can kind of best understand me and keep up.
Yeah.
In different facets of my life. So that's why. But my most recent ex was actually like a year younger than me. So who's to say younger is for sure not going to work? So I'm definitely more open to the idea than I was. But my preference is older.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I always have like this eerie feeling about older men.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay if the difference is at a certain point in your life. So I think like you being 29 and, going into your 30s and then dating an older man with a 10, 15-year-old difference
Mm-hmm.
is fine because
Yeah.
you can decide and think for yourself.
Yes.
What I find really icky is when a 35-year-old goes for a 21-year-old.
Yes.
Or even like a 22, 23-year-old.
Yes.
Because what they're actually doing is they are preying on younger girls that are probably really easy to sway or persuade into things that maybe normally they wouldn't if they have seen enough life. And that's when I have an issue. But I think like at this point it's fine. But I've always been dead set on like I have to date someone that is like older than me, or if not older than me, at least my same age. This guy that I was talking about earlier in my intro, he's 2 years younger than me. Very mature, very stable, like has a good job, has a good head on his shoulders. I do really like him, but I'm just like, I just think it feels unfamiliar because, like I said, there's no high highs, there's no low lows. It's just very stagnant. And also the difference of lifestyles. I don't know what you like to do in your free time, but girl, I like to go out. Okay. I love house music. So I'm always like, going to a few raves here and there. I want to be able to experience that with my partner. But I think you also have to maybe take a step back and say, how much of that experience is making up your life? If it's only making up 10 to 20% of your life, maybe you don't always need a partner to do everything in your life with. You can rely on yourself and your friends. So I think I'm in this weird phase of figuring out what is more important to me. And I think more important to me is someone that has a good head on his shoulders, is genuinely like taking an interest in me for the right reasons and not just to like, be physical.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, your team's home base. Collaborate within a shared PDF space. You've got your docs, your plans, your specs, and then invite the crew to build what's next. They talk up the teamwork. Here's an updated render. They think that this design could be a contender. But when somebody wonders what's the next step, AI helps you finish the rest. Bolts are tight, now your plan's refined. Run a smoother business when you're all aligned. Do that with Acrobat. Learn more at adobe.com/do-that-with-Acrobat.
Hey everybody, welcome to your 30-second laughing session brought to you by The Laughing Cow. Ready to laugh? In 3, 2, 1, and... Okay! Great job, everybody! Now unpeel a wedge of The Laughing Cow light spreadable cheese. A delicious snack with 2 grams of protein and 25 calories per wedge. Feels good to have a cow, huh?
So, what's your current dating situation?
Currently, I'm just playing the field. I'm on Hinge. I'm on Bumble. I'm out there. I'm meeting a couple new guys every single week.
Are you going on a date this week?
I may be going on 1 or 2.
Or 3.
Possibly 3.
Wait, which one are you most excited about and why?
I think I meant to go on a date possibly Friday, TBD. And I'm really excited about this guy. This will be our second date. And I just like that he's a man of few words. And we don't have to like hash out every topic in the whole world. And we're taking it slow and steady. And I think this is the pace that I really need right now.
Okay, cute. And this is a second date?
Yeah, this week will be.
Okay. Do you know what the date is or you don't know yet?
I don't know yet. He's also the kind of guy that's like gonna order for you at dinner.
Do you like that?
I like that because I hate decisions and I eat almost anything.
Okay.
So I kind of like that. I like the confidence, but I know it's controversial.
Did he do it on the first date?
He did it on the first date.
Did he ask you?
He asked me what I would like, and I was like, you can just order, it's fine. So he did ask, and then the waiter comes, he's like, Allie, we'll have this. And I'm like, yes.
Okay. I would immediately get the ick.
You would get the ick?
Yeah. Sorry, why are you ordering for me?
That's fair.
But I'm also I'm a Libra, and every horoscope trait says that Libras are the most indecisive human. I am the most decisive person. So I almost just feel like when a man again, this could be, I think it's all about tone and delivery too.
Yeah.
But a man ordering for me will get me out of there so fast. And it is literally Sahara down there. Like, it is dry.
I'm dead.
Why are you ordering for me? I can speak, I can use my words, and I can make my own decisions.
To each their own. But my piece is like, I just want 1 second at this dinner where I can turn my brain off. And
I see.
if they're taking the initiative and making decisions, I'm like, yeah, I kind of like that. Also, like, in most of my relationships, I'm always the decision maker and like being the one to take initiative. So I think I wanna take a backseat and take a break for a second.
No, I hear you. And one thing that I really love that I think maybe more men need to take into account, one thing that I find really attractive about this guy that I'm seeing, when we were first talking, he knows that I love to try new restaurants. Like, that's my love language. He's like, give me your top 5 restaurants. I'm like, bang, bang, bang. He gave me his. Both of ours had one common restaurant. It was Sunny's Chinese. But Sunny's Chinese didn't have any reservation for the next 10 days. So then he immediately went to my number 1. And then that was our first date. So I was like, I love a man that listens, takes action. So in terms of that, like, some sort of collaboration is fine. Going back to content, I was going to ask you, as a content creator, do you think you have to go on dates and you have to go on dates, or you have to kind of like make it exciting or self-sabotage with the guys that you're dating just to get more content? Or is that just like your life?
I think it's just my life. Something I have decided to, just a conscious decision, is to actually post less dating content, because I can tell that as things get more serious and things progress with a guy, it is detrimental to how the relationship goes on when I post so much of my life on TikTok. So I still love posting everything other than too much details on dating. So I am taking a step back in that category, but I am still fully putting myself out there to date, just less content.
And then I think just on that note, do you ever feel like you're dating as a character instead of yourself because you put out so much content? Like, are you dating like, hi, it's Allie, or are you actually Allie and dating?
You know what the funny thing is? Hi, it's Allie, and me and who I am on dates and who I am at work, we are all the same girl.
Okay.
It's so interesting because people who might stop me on the street and say hi, or stop and recognize me, they say, wait, you're the same as your videos. You sound the exact same.
Yeah.
You are the exact same. And so, like, the interesting thing that I have to point out and say is, like, this parasocial relationship people have with me, like, I think one of the things that make it so is that I'm the same person everywhere. And I don't have this on or off switch of, being lover girl Allie versus TikTok Allie versus professional Allie. I'm somehow able to be the same person with the same energy wherever I am. And it's truthfully never a show or a front. It is just authentically me in every aspect of my life.
I love that. That was very beautifully said. We're going to go to our question from our guest. Okay, so last guest, Alexa. And she would like to ask you, Allie, what is something that you're putting off now that you know you need to do so that the 80-year-old version of you will regret not doing?
I know. It's easy. I am putting off the entrepreneurial side of me and starting my business. I just never put that time in myself. I'd rather put that time, like 2 to 3 hours that I might have after work, into swiping, and I'm not reinvesting that time back into myself. And so something I'm committing to is like really think about how I'm using my time and making sure that a good portion of my time is reinvested back into myself, and I really get this business from the ground running. This is something that I'm very passionate about. I've been talking about it. So I just got to get off of my butt and do it.
Yeah, but I totally hear you. I have a lot of these moments too where I'm like, there's so much potential to start your own thing rather than do a 9 to 5. But we also have to give ourselves some grace in terms of it is tough work. What is your question to our next guest?
My question is, if you were to parent you as a child, what would you have done differently from your parents?
Wow, I really like that
Because
one.
I just think immigrant parenting is so unique because they obviously did the best that they could. But in our generation, where we know more than they did and have more than they do, what would we have done differently?
Yeah, and I think it's very important to call that out. Like you're doing things differently because now you have access to more resources. And you're actually like learning from example and kind of like seeing what you like and what you don't like. So very curious to hear responses on that. Allie, if people want to, see your content, hear from you more, where can they find you on your socials?
Okay, my TikTok is at your local Toronto girly. Girly, that's Girlie. And you can see the rest of my socials there, but tune into my little stories on TikTok.
And for everyone listening, thank you so much for tuning in every Friday. Thank you so much, Allie, for being here today and for sharing your life story. And I hope your date goes well.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun.
Lovely is an Immigrantly media production. This episode was produced by Sadia Khan and Shay Yu, written by me, Mahek. Theme music, sound design, and editing by Lou Raskin. Other music is by Epidemic Sound. And see you next week on More Lovely.